Ladies and gentlemen, a man who played 9 years in the NFL at corner, nickel, and safety, host of the Man-to-Man podcast, a man that knows secondary coverages inside and out. It is time for Darius Butler in Everything DB.
Thank you, Darius.
Thank you, Darius.
Hey, Tom, welcome, man. It's the first one with you here, man. Yeah. Be excited. So let's start here. Seattle, Detroit, 93 points, I think, scored in this game. So not a ton of great defense. But this play right here, the rookie Tariq Woolen up top, matched up with T.J. Hockenson, who went off for how many yards?
Like 175, I believe.
175, so he should have been red dotted. But you see this matchup up here? This is a basic cover three, so 1, 2, 3 deep. And you got a corner right here, the fastest guy on the field, matched up with a tight end. Jared Goff's going to drop back, play action, throw a crossing route. Now right here, when he breaks, he's going to be open, right? Run a couple more steps. Boom. So right now he's kind of open. He's going to run into an open space in his zone. But this corner with his closing speed, outside leverage, watch how quick he closes his speed, picks it off, house call, big corner, 4.2 speed, I believe he ran at the combine. So you know that's a house call as soon as he picks it. Like I said, not a ton of great defense in this game, but this is one of the biggest plays. Next one. We're going to fly through this.
Okay,
unless you guys got any questions.
How come he just ran that route, he knew it was coming and was able to keep up because he's got speed, and speed kills matchups? Is that the only reason why that happened?
This wasn't even a route that he necessarily, I don't think, like anticipated or jumped. Sometimes you see that. Remember the Darius Slay one we had in the red zone against Justin Jefferson a few weeks ago? This is more so him just playing his responsibility, being outside leverage, and it's a matchup thing. Like this guy, T.J. Hockenson, tight end, nobody's running away from a guy that's running 4.2. So the longer he runs this route, the more time he has to use that closing speed. Like you said,
Goff late.
Speed does kill matchups.
Whoa.
I mean, Goff has to wait for him to kind of clear this first window with his underneath defender. But by the time he gets to that second, third window, this dude who's rolling, he closes speed. You can see his guy right there. I don't know if he has a left up or he's celebrating already, but that's a house call, baby.
So you want to be on the Commanders. I think the interesting thing about it, that's a great cut on Goff. Goff doesn't get hurt either, keep it moving. Smart. I think the interesting thing there is that might look like an easy pick, and you might wonder why the fuck Goff did what he did. Hockenson was open.
Yeah.
Dude just made a play.
Yeah.
AJ, is that what you've seen as well from Ohio?
Yeah, the dude made a play, and D-But, if he's playing cover three, I mean, he takes him all the way across the coverage, obviously, right there. A lot of times, like, this is what we talked about, those deep overs a little bit, didn't we? Like, hey, are you going to pass it? Are you going to jump it? Or are you going to run with it the whole way?
Yeah, you got it. So a lot of cover three in the league, once that number one receiver, which T.J. Hockenson lined up at the number one position, once he pushes vertical, like, that's your guy. This is my guy. So he comes up vertical and runs pretty much a dig route, and that's the cornerback's guy all the way. The underneath defender, he's going to take that flat route, curl, flat, hook, curl, and you got a flat defender out here. So this is a great job by the rook.
So is that the right throw?
It's still the right throw. On paper, it's the right throw. And I'm sure when they ran this practice, when they ran this play against that defensive look, this was open. This is a good throw. You wait till he clears that window in his zone. He finds that window, but that speed, like you said, speed kills matchups, and that's 4-2. So if you identify the route and you got time to cover ground, make the play. Now you just got to get in the end zone.
What's Cuzzy's name? Goff's worst nightmare there? What's his name?
That's Tariq Woolen.
Tariq.
Yeah, rookie.
And it would make sense that this would be open in practice because Detroit's defense absolutely fucking stinks.
Well, and also I think Lombo on one of his shows, he said that the Detroit Lions are the slowest team in football in the history of football. They're still putting up the most amount of points. Yep. They got big dudes, but Lombo says if you go through, slowest team in football. And whenever you're slow and you have situations like this, you ain't ever going to catch a 4-2 guy.
Not 4-2.
And I got to say it, Goff's playing lights out. He's had 2 bad throws. He threw a pick six against the Eagles, and then that throw wasn't great, although it sounds like it was just good defense. So really, only 1 bad throw. Goff has been awesome.
That's like Kenny Pickett. He threw 0 picks.
Right.
Bingo.
Exactly.
Let's roll the next one, huh?
Exactly.
That's a hell of a fucking ball play.
So next one, sorry, this is our guy, A-Rod. He doesn't throw many of these, especially in Lambeau, but this is one of them, and this was right before halftime as well. So this is obviously a huge moment in the game. The Patriots, they're in single high, right? So as this corner, you're outside, you're one-on-one, no safety help. Another rookie, Jack Jones. This is a guy that is super talented. Still went in the second round, but easily, talent-wise, he's a first-round top 10 type pick. And you'll see this play right here. Off coverage, Alan Lazard is going to run an out route. Not the greatest route. in the throw, once again, you don't see many of these throws from 12, but the way he broke on his ball, it didn't matter how he threw it. I think this was going the other way. Just let this run and just watch his technique, his confidence. No hesitation. He actually broke so well that the ball was behind him. So he had to catch the ball behind him. That's when you know you got a good break. And obviously, there's nobody in front of him. It's a house call. He fell. That didn't help. But let it run again from the.
But that's big time deal right there, right? The sticks.
You know the sticks. So start. Yeah. Great point, Pat. Great point.
He's playing the sticks, right?
3rd and 8. So I didn't go back to the top. But this is Aaron Rodgers, right? First ballot Hall of the reigning MVP. So as a corner, you could be a little hesitant. But he wasn't at all. Like, this is all confidence. Once again, playing the sticks, playing the receiver.
Because if he goes boom and then bang.
Once again, no safety help, only green grass back there. So that's a big-time route. And you usually don't see outbreaking. Running back from the top again with the position, you don't see a lot of outbreaking routes from the number 1 receiver in a 3-by-1 set. So we get the formation from the top.
Back to the top, Bruce.
And throwing from the opposite hash, that's a long
throw. So opposite hash, and you got, once again, we count outside in 1, 2, 3. Rarely do you see outbreaking routes from this receiver. Typically, this is a dig route. This is a curl route. This is an Indy route. You know, we call it the Indy route because Peyton and Marvin and Reggie, they ran that route. That's 80% of Marvin's catches. So you rarely see an outbreaking route. And this is why. If you throw these outs late, they're going back to the house, so the other way. And you don't see this often with 12, especially in Lambeau. So this is a big-time play from the rook, Jack Jones.
That's a long way.
It's a long throw. Opposite hash.
And
like the
keep that ball.
Like watch this plant. He's not even looking at the quarterback yet. So good eyes. Eyes on a receiver. His eyes on a receiver, and until he makes this break, that's when his eyes will go back to the quarterback, which is great eye discipline. When the DB play out of your break, it's got to be on the receiver, and then he'll let you know what the route is. And he got his eyes back, and once again made a great ball skills, ball behind him. Beautiful, beautiful. That's one of the ones you dream about Saturday night before you go to sleep.
He had zero fear of the double move at all there.
Zero fear. I think this is the first pick. Might have been the first pick A-Rod has ever thrown to a Patriot, I believe. But big time play.
Well,
which is kind of surprising because there was like 13 seconds left, so you maybe worried about a double move here because you're not in. It's not like you're in field goal range and he's trying to get out of bounds to get extra yards for field goal range here on that out. Like you're not kicking it from the opposite 40.
Yeah, nah, just great confidence, great play. Love to see it from the rook.
It's another rookie, huh?
Another rookie.
Is this 7-on-7? Is this because it's 7-on-7 one-on-ones? All these young dudes are fucking great on the offensive side and the defensive side at skill positions.
I don't know if I would attribute it to that. You know, guys are, obviously talented, and obviously you out there with Bill Belichick. You know, you're getting coached up properly. But and once again, this guy, I'm sure he did his homework. And like AJ said, you're playing those sticks. Patriots, everything is situational. Situational football, 3rd down, 2 minute. What do they do? Maybe this is a team that runs more outbreakers from the number 1 position. This is not something you see week in and week out, and this is why. But great play from the rook, man. I love to see these plays with this type of confidence.
How do you feel about that guy there, Ty?
I mean, I'm glad he's not on the injury report, that's for sure.
Let's go to the next one.
Which one we got next? Ooh, this is a trap coverage. You talked about the honey badger being back out there. This is some savviness from the honey badger. So up top, this defense, this coverage is really dictated on the number 2 receiver. If this number 2 receiver stays vertical, a lot of times this corner will stay high. He will stay vertical as well. So he goes vertical, I stay vertical, and make basically a quarters coverage. Now, if this guy breaks, depending on the defense, some people say 6 or less yards, 5 or more, 8 or more, depending on the sticks. But if he breaks short, we're going to turn into a cloud coverage over here. You break it, and to the point where if he throws that route, you better pick it. And what you have to do with this, when you're playing that type of technique at the corner position, this safety, his width is more important because now this hole opens up more for that quarterback. So when he sees that corner jump it, he thinks, okay, I got to throw this whole shot. And you're going to see Honey Badger get over the top and make the play out there in London. So right now you see the aggressive jump from the corner. Kirk thinks, okay, let me hit the whole shot. Nope, he's got great width, great eyes, great pick. So
it's great to have him back on the field.
Great to have him back out there. First pick as a Saint, happened to cross the pond. But let's just let it run from the top. Watch the corner, watch everything up top. Boom.
Because Kirk thinks to himself immediately upon these two dudes, right, jumping on this front one, that this should be open back here, right? He thinks that this should be open. That's like the smart play by Kirk. And nope, says the Honey Badger.
Nope, says the Honey Badger. So this is awareness by him and knowing where kind of that weakness is of that cloud coverage, because usually as a cover 2 corner, when you get it out, you break on the throw, because that's the one you want them to throw, first of all, because you come top down, but you want to help your safety out by playing it with some depth. But when I know my safety knows that I'm going to jump this out route based on this coverage, I'm going to be aggressive. He knows that, and now he has to get more width. If he stays in here, this will be a hold shot for him. So this is a great play design from the Saints defense, and great execution here by the Saints defense as well.
AJ, what are your thoughts, pal?
I love it. This is something when I watch this happen, I'm like, man, I bet they worked on this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this same look, and this happened in practice, and then all of a sudden this happens in a game. And I bet these coaches were juiced on the sidelines and the players. Like, that's what brings the defense together, when something that you worked on all week all of a sudden presents itself and you capitalize in a game.
Because it kind of looks like a setup, right?
Oh, it's definitely set up.
The Saints set up Kirk here to make this throw right to the Honey Badger.
Yeah, and this is something defenses do a lot of. And this is a route that you see a lot. Out, fade, because once again, you almost can't be right unless you rig it up the way they did. So this one's like, hey, when they run this out, you jump it, I'm going over the top. So right now you can see Honey Badger, his eyes are already back to the quarterback right now. His angle is going to be perfect because he's watching the throw. And it's nowhere else. Now, the only thing 20, I don't think he should chase with that, because if you're running
he should sink in the throwing lane, shouldn't he?
Exactly. So if you're running the trap coverage, which it looks like they're running here, once that outbreak, you want to sink back kind of in this curl, because if he was to run like a dig route, you want to take away that first window until he gets here or here into these other zone droppers. So that will be the only mistake, but nobody's talking about it now because Kirk threw it where he wanted him to throw.
But is there any worry, or is it always thrown in this hole? Because Honey Badger is going so flat that if Kirk would have thrown it deeper, that he would have been in a bad position?
No, not because you got depth, and his angle is based off the throw. So if he saw, Kirk back there, and he's played a ton of snaps, and obviously he's one of the best ball skills, has some of the best ball skills in the league. So if he saw, Kirk with his shoulder, usually shoulders, that's the indicator of where the ball's going to go. So he sees Kirk's body language, and he knows where this ball is going. See, he knows Kirk from that body posture. If you zoom in there, you're not throwing one 60 yards down the field. He's going to try to put it in that hole and pause. And Honey Badger does a great job anticipating and making the play.
Do you think is that because his fucking feet are parallel? Is that the thing, or is that the shoulders?
No, we just had him dialed up. This is one of those ones you just got to throw away. You just got to throw it away. Once you and as soon as he threw it, he probably was like, oh, shit. But this is one because when you rep it, once again, just like the Detroit play, in practice, when we see it, okay, this is a good route. Dig against cover 3, this should be open right here. So a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of stuff they do is tempo, is feel. But once they got this one, because this is they defense, we got you on this one. So this one you just got to throw away.
Did you see Kirk with the chain on the plane?
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Sick.
I saw him spin it. So they still got the win. So,
First time ever being 3-1, this guy right here.
Kirk?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
First time ever. He's enjoying life as he should. Remember, he wrote a speech to Kevin O'Connell and the new GM that promptly buried him immediately afterwards.
Yep.
Said, this is what I think we need to fix. Turns out, Tyrann Mathieu
we got a good Kirk play, too. Now I kind of feel bad burying him. He's 3-1. I took it out. We can't throw it back in if you want.
No, I don't think we can.
No,
I don't think you know the tech.
All right, never mind.
Are they going to change this play now? Like, if they run the same thing next week, will they
You mean the
add a
Vikings?
wrinkle? Yeah, the Vikings.
Probably not. That's really like that's a basic concept, like that outbreaker with the fade. Like
Scrap it.
Yeah, you see Tom do it all the time.
Will this group going forward, like whoever plays against this group over here, this group over here, will offenses know, hey, watch when they bait you into a fucking throw this guy? It was clear. Will that be what teams think about going forward? Hey, Tyrann Mathieu will bait you into throwing.
This is something a lot of defenses do. So you always have to be worried about throwing it out there when you have too high. When you have these middle open, that's it's kind of scary to throw out here because the corner can play high, he can jump shit, he can do different things. When you have middle close, the quarterback knows. You hear Romo say it a lot when he's calling games. Oh, it's single high, I got one-on-ones on the outside. Because if we got single high, middle close, you know the corner can't just jump. He can't jump and out route from number 2, right? If that safety was in the middle of the field. So when this safety's here, especially a heady safety like this, you always got to be a little hesitant throwing in 32's coverage.
Super heady.
Yeah. Is it the same technique on both sides or no?
Let me see this bottom.
Because there's 2 on the bottom, it looks like.
It could be different sometimes. Yeah, that looks like
double move by Thielen.
That looks like straight. Hey, look, you know what? What tells me it is the same is this guy, like how wide he is. So yeah, he's trapping, but he's playing it from a press. So usually you're not going to play that press, that trap technique. From a press. Some guys do it. Some guys will start here. Now this is some like 300 level shit, but you'll start here.
We're
in the
here.
Press.
We're here. Hey, week 5. Week 5.
You'll start here in the press, which a quarterback obviously isn't anticipating the trap coverage, and then kind of before the snap, you bail out, so they're thinking, okay, he's playing off, and then when you see 2 break, you're coming down and you're breaking on it. But most guys play it from off, so you have that vision, and then that's Justin Jefferson too. So that's probably why 20 was like, fuck dropping back down, I'm sticking with 18.
Smart.
Smart, but
smart play.
A little smarter right here.
You think it's more difficult for these guys to play in London?
What's that?
You think it's more difficult for the DBs to play in London?
Why is that?
Well, the air's different. You're probably eating fish and chips instead of whatever.
Tea
and crumpets.
Can't brush your teeth.
The comedian was mentioning that a lot.
Well, Finn
Taylor.
No, Kluber calling the game with.
Oh, Kevin Kugler.
There it is.
Kugler, that's what calling him Sanchez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know Kugler?
I don't. No Sanchez, though. We all went to broadcast boot camp together.
You and Sanchez?
Yep, same draft class.
In the trenches.
You got in to the broadcast boot camp?
I didn't get
3 times. 3 times. Couldn't get in.
Disrespect.
DT forced me to apply the 3rd time after getting turned down twice. DT was like, listen, you got more stuff now. Never heard back.
Jeez.
But I will say, they made you a fucking stallion.
That's right.
Thank you, broadcast boot camp.
Yeah, fuck off, broadcast boot camp.
Go to hell.
But nonetheless, thank you for what you did for our guy Darius and Mark Sanchez, who's
Mark
doing
Sanchez.
fantastic. Let's go to the next play,
Let's
shall
get
we?
to the next one. Ooh, Raiders. Speaking of AJ and how you dial it up, this is one of those plays where you did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then it actually happens on Sunday exactly how you want it to happen. So let's watch the secondary, right? So I said quiet defense is a dead defense a few weeks ago. Another thing about defense, if you lie, right, it's like you going out with your boys in college, you got a girlfriend at home, hey, we all got to get our lie together, all right? This is a good lie right here, okay?
Oh,
teens, early 20s.
Yeah, we were young.
He was outside,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
now.
yeah.
But watch Russ here. Just watch his mechanics. He's going to think the pressure is coming from this side, right? Abrams rolls down, safety slides over. So he's thinking, all right, let me count my numbers. Let me send the protection this way, right? Let it play. Yep, so he's going to send the protection this way. They're going to talk. You're going to see 61 point. You see Russ point. And now they're holding on. Now watch the movement. After they see the adjustment and the check made by the quarterback, now watch the action up top from Nate Hobbs, especially one of my favorite slot corners. So now they're moving. He's still coming down, but the pressure is actually going to come from this way. Chandler Jones is going to do a loop. Nate Hobbs is going to come outside and get home clean. So this is one of those ones you dial up, you lie to him pre-snap, you get them to make a check that you want them to make, and then you get into your stuff. Me and AJ talk about disguise and not letting the disguise be a liability, basically, so you don't get to your assignment because you're trying to disguise. So this is a great example of putting a good disguise in. You know, okay, maybe in this situation they knew that Russ is a double cadence guy, right? Some quarterbacks that come out, they give you a leg, they give you this, and then they get to their check. Okay, this is what they're doing. And so this was a perfect execution from this team. So you like to see it from Patrick Graham's defense out there in Vegas.
What's he saying here? Is this a fake conversation? Is
It
this?
could be. It could be. That's some little extra sauce on our lie. You know,
making sure he covers them up so they believe that he's going to come.
Yep.
Don't you think?
Darius had a pepperoni pizza. And I remember Ty had
like a salad.
I think Ty had a salad. It was weird. 2:33 a.m.
Yeah.
So that's.
I like it, man. I love it. I love it right here. So you see him running from the top. So you see, watch Hobbs. Hobbs Young, one of my favorite corners once again. Just watch his body language. So he's up there because he wait for this. This is a nickel. All we do is cover all day. So he's waiting. And this is a good call by him too. I'm not sure if he was coached to do this. When you are a nickel and you're blitzing off of the edge, don't look in at the quarterback, okay? Don't line up and it's Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson and you're in there like this, right? Because that quarterback is smart enough to know, and the receiver most of the time will point to a quarterback, hey, lurk cat. If all you have to do is look at the receiver, and when he moves, you go. So that holds your tail. So great by him. And then once Russ gets to talking, you'll see him actually back up and kind of like, I'm just chilling. We got coverage.
Good sell.
See him up.
Good sell.
So everybody's moving, and then we get back. So
wow.
That's a good sell. Comfortable.
Great sell by every boy back here.
They're all on the same page.
Yep.
You're right. Like, that's what it is. They all have to be in on it because one guy can ruin all of that.
Yeah, and he isn't even looking up anymore. He's looking this way.
And he doesn't even have his mouthpiece in, so you know that he's not ready to fucking sack a quarterback. Good sell.
Great
Another
sell.
good sell.
Like AJ said, one guy can fuck up the whole lot, man. Don't be that guy, all right? Don't be that guy.
Boom. Beautiful.
Yeah, let me see if
Gotcha.
I think we got this from the tight copy too. You can just see it all come crashing down. Great sell though. Great sell. You see Chan Jones, he's gonna do his job. Sometimes as a defensive lineman, as a linebacker, it's just your job to get someone to block you.
Cover
Just let it rock. Yep. Cover it up, and you see Nate Hobbs does a great job coming off the edge, keeping it tight and getting home to Russ.
Oh.
So you see him cross his face. He's going across the face. 51's going out. He's coming right outside of him.
Is a running back supposed to get over there or no?
Feels like it.
I'm not sure. I don't want to step on AQ's toes and get out here. And,
Are you blaming the offensive line?
You know what? I think they were just fooled. You'll see these guys slide, but like Connor said, you see the center point, like everybody's pointing and talking like, hey, they're coming from this direction. And I'm not sure, once again, the protection or the rules or how they count.
They're all standing up too.
Yeah,
that usually messes up O linemen. If they're all standing up, no one has their hand down.
Oh, you're talking about the amoeba.
Max does now. But.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So this good stuff from this Raiders defense, man, getting their first win of the season, getting that monkey off their back.
Hell yeah. This seems like a beautifully designed. Like there ain't nothing Russ can do. I mean, Russ's offense with the Broncos has been very boring, but it feels like this one, maybe the Raiders are figuring it out.
Here we go.
They got a good DC too. Patrick Graham's. I was with him in New England. Good, very good coach. He was with the Giants. Went to New England, went to the Giants, and now went out with Josh McDaniels out there in Vegas.
1-3. Got to get it done whenever.
Got to get it figured out.
Mark Davis calls you in the office and says, I stopped playing Call of Duty for this. Let's go to the next one.
Now I got good there.
Fun fact: Steelers, Eagles, and Patriots all made the playoffs last year at 1-3.
Hell yeah.
Hopes aren't dead.
No, it is.
What about teams that are 1-2-1?
Even better.
Win the Super Bowl.
What's the Super Bowl odds?
Yeah.
All right, so this is 4th and goal. The Commanders are down 12 right here. We got Trayvon Diggs, one of my favorite corners in the league. Caught a lot of heat going into this season, coming off an all-pro year. You started to hear stats about how many yards he gave up. But the guy is almost always playing the ball. And this is another situation where this is a heady play, really. It's just Terry McLaurin, one-on-one coverage out here on the outside. But he's playing. You got to be aggressive near this goal line, right? So he's going to get his eyes in there. He's going to get away with a little grab, too. But you'll watch, he trusts his ball skills. He trusts his ability. So right here, he gets crossed over a little bit. But watch this finish. Gets his ball back. Plays the ball. He's the best in the league, him and J.C. Jackson, when it comes to not only covering guys being sticky, but playing the ball. So this is just ball awareness. Trayvon Diggs being Trayvon Diggs. I don't think he's given up a pass on 20-plus yards targets all year.
When last year, that's all he was giving up, right?
Last year, a lot of people were saying, hey, double move him, do this, do that. And teams were successful against him. And teams successful with double moves against a lot of corners, or the receivers wouldn't still be running them. But what you get with him that you don't get with many other corners is he's going to get you 10, 11 picks. And he started off slow with the picks this year, but he has 2 through, 4 games, so that's still a good number. And he's not giving up a ton of yards, not giving up many yards at all. So great play from Trayvon Diggs here on 4th and goal, up 2 scores.
Great ball from Carl.
It was, actually.
Yeah.
That's what I was pointing out. There's a lot of space. It was probably the right read, too, right? Because it seemed like, Diggs was outflanked.
Most corners are going to give up that ball because that's a tough run from the top, going back to that Darius Slay play again. down here is so important to protect your inside. So even with him being outside leverage, you'll see him slide inside late because that's what most receivers do. You don't get a lot of corner routes down here, especially from the number one position. So he slid inside, got away with that little grab. He didn't hold on to him, but got just a little grab, and then got his eyes back. When you're in the end zone, I'm a big proponent of getting your eyes back because if you don't, it doesn't make any sense of letting him catch the ball in the end zone and tackle him. Like, get your eyes back, try to make a play on the ball. Quarterback has to put it over the top of you. So that's him using his ball skills, using his length to make a play on fourth down.
But you are saying ultimately, if you were the ref, he cheated right here.
Boom.
Cheating.
Illegal contact. It's a point of emphasis.
Definitely illegal.
Point of clarification.
Point of clarification.
I didn't see it.
No, you
Take your
did.
tap.
You're the one who told us
Yeah,
about
you
it.
said.
Hank, you did this yesterday just because it wasn't a flag, doesn't it?
You see, this guy's right there, man.
Yeah, he's got eyes on it.
Staying out. He's let the big
boys
boys
play.
play.
He was looking at the cheerleaders. He wasn't even paying attention to the game.
Oh, now you're questioning the dignity of NFL referees?
The sideline one, yeah.
Fourth down, too. You usually get away with a little more on fourth down.
Boom. Because they're looking over
That's
at
a
the
real.
cheerleaders.
That's a real thing.
I don't think it's because cheerleaders.
And then
Dallas.
you got one last play with Diggs.
Carson did not deserve that, though. He should have had a touchdown.
Yeah, that was 6.
That's what we've been saying this whole time.
Yeah. This is a fucking men's league, though, Carson. Gotta make that pass.
I wish he was back in Indy. So bad.
All right, what's the next play?
Good ball. It's the last one. Trayvon Diggs again. Now, this was a play that Carson Wentz got. People talked about him a lot, because he threw a go ball against Trayvon Diggs once again. Best ball skills, him and J.C. Jackson at the cornerback position. But this is 2 minutes, I believe. 17 seconds left on the clock, so they're trying to get in at least field goal range before the half. You could say take a chunk play, take a completion. They had one timeout left, but Carson said, I'm taking a chance on my guy. But you got Trayvon Diggs here, off coverage, on top, in great position, former wide receiver. It's basically 2 wide receivers right here running for this go ball, and who's going to come up with it. Trayvon Diggs doing what Trayvon Diggs does, so I had to show Seven some love because a lot of people been hating on him. But that's all we got for this
Looked
week.
like Carson predetermined that one.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, once again, you got one-on-ones on the outside. So you're either going to go, pre-snap what you got, basically. Once you get this rotation, once you see 6 come down, this is basically a cover 3. You got one-on-one outside here, one-on-one outside here. So I believe this is the rookie, Dotson, and I think this is Terry McLaurin up here on Anthony Brown. So maybe that's the better matchup, Carson. Maybe that's where you go. I mean, you throw him inside, it's a lot more space. Malik Hook covers ground, but it's a lot more space.
Scary
Maybe a better matchup because he's in great position in his bell technique and, doing what he does best. So I don't know what Carson was thinking here, Carson.
But sometimes, no one knows what he's thinking.
Is that literally, though, there's nobody else back here, right?
Yeah.
Who's supposed to help? Who's supposed to help?
He's going to the post. So if you run it back to the top, they're showing middle open pre-snap, but then they're going to rotate post. So pre-snap, they're showing, middle open, similar to what we saw at the Saints. Hey, I don't know what this corner is going to be doing out here. But then as a quarterback, once you see either one of these guys rotate down, and you either see them, feel them, or just see the color rotate down from that safety position, you know what the other one is doing 9 times out of 10. He's going to the middle, which once again, you're going to have one-on-ones on the outside. I think that was the better matchup, but for some reason, he went there.
Well, it's a lot easier from the
that's
sky.
Of course. And plus, that's Carl.
Well,
I'm
look
gonna
at
test this son of a bitch.
Yeah, he wants to know.
You're right.
Exactly.
He wants to know the cut of your jib.
Let's try. Let's see if that guy can get 11 again.
Yeah, he wants to
your
know.
jib.
He wants to know the
Exactly.
cut of his jib.
What does that mean
You hear
exactly?
a lot about this Diggs guy.
He wants to know if Diggs got it or not. Carson said, "Hey, listen, I heard a lot about you.
That's right.
I respect good football. I'm gonna throw this fucker right at the guy that had 42 interceptions.
Yeah.
Right
I heard
before
he
the
can
half.
Let's see if he's a God-fearing man or not.
Boom.
I'm gonna put God in this football.
That's right.
Go get it.
Hey, we appreciate you, Darius.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, D-Bat.